Hey, welcome this evening. So I know at least two in the class, three if I include myself actually, are quite tired this evening. So we'll have a little bit more of a gentle kind of energy to the class. But that said, I'll give lots of options. So if you're high energy tonight and got lots of energy to burn, then there'll be options. Okay, so let's start seated and we'll just begin and then we'll come down onto our backs. But let's just begin with a breath technique. And the one I wish to share this evening is the bee breath, brahmari breath. So the bee breath is a breath that we do with sound. You make a hum like a bee. It's a very calming breathing technique that takes you very deeply inside. So it can be really good just before you meditate. Hi, Jane. Welcome. Nice to see you. We're just starting, and we're going to start with the bee breath. So there's two options here. I'll give you both options. The first option, it's a bit of a strange breath. The first option is that you stick your fingers or your thumbs in your ear. Obviously, don't do that just yet because you won't be able to hear my instructions. So because you want to really push them in so that so it almost sounds like you're underwater, that sense, like being in the swimming pool, kind of, you can't quite hear everything outside. So this is what brings us internal. And then we take a deep breath in through the mouth or the nose. And as we breathe out, we just hum right till the end of the exhale with the mouth closed. So I will do one just to show you. All the way out. I think when I do long sound on Zoom, from when I've looked at the recordings back, I think you only hear the first few seconds. But basically, for my whole exhale, then I didn't do it fully the time, but I hummed like just like a bee. So that's what we're going to do. The other option, so the first is thumbs or fingers in the ear. The second option is a bit more complex mudra, hand position. It's really to do with sense withdrawal, helping us bring our awareness inside. So we symbolize this with where we place our fingers. So we can place our first fingers on the inside of the eyebrows, our middle fingers on the inside of the eyes, our fourth fingers on the outside of the nostrils, and our little fingers on the outside of the lips, and our thumbs in the ear. So you can do it like that, or if that just feels a bit too complicated, just stick your finger or your thumb in the ear. And we're just going to do 5 rounds, okay, as a way of just beginning the class. So choose Pratyahara Mudra, sense withdrawal mudra, or fingers in ears. And then whenever you're ready, you can plug in now 5 times, okay, in your own time. Take a deep breath in. Mm. 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 If you've already finished, just waiting for everybody to finish. I can't see all of your screens, so we'll just give it a few more moments. So just maybe close the eyes and notice the effects of the practice. Has it felt like there's any shift in the mind, a stilling of the mind? helping bring our awareness from the external world to the internal one. And then when you're ready in your own time, just make your way onto your back. We're going to lie down and have a strap or something that you can use as a strap close by. Let's just take a moment to just really take your space. So come into like a expanded version of Shavasana. So with the corpse pose, usually our feet are just wider than our hips and our hands are slightly away from the side, but just make yourself more like a star. Take your feet a bit wider, take your arms a bit wider. Just really feel that you're taking space. Feeling your body connect with the floor. Noticing how you feel after the V breath. Calming breath. Relaxing the head, the heavy weight of the head into the floor. Relaxing the joints, the elbows, the ankles, into the floor, the knees. Relaxing the fingers and the toes, the feet and the hands. Feel the shoulder blades releasing into the floor. So there's a sense of the body becoming more heavy, like a bag of sand, that kind of weightiness, heaviness of a relaxed body. Sinking into the floor. And just really noticing how you are this evening. I know some of you are tired, jet lagged. Just noticing where you're at as we start the class. What's arising for you? Any sensations in the body? What's your emotional landscape like this evening or in this moment? And where is your head at? What is your brain doing? Your mind? And let's just bring the awareness to the breath again without changing it for a moment, noticing how it is after the V breath. Maybe a little bit slower than usual, maybe fuller. And then when you're ready, just take a big stretch, like you're just waking up in the morning. This is called pandiculation. This is what all animals and humans, being animals in part, this is what we all do when we wake up. We intuitively stretch our muscles and our fascia. So just stretch out the hands, stretch out the toes, your body that big, awakening stretch. And then as you exhale, bring the right knee in, take the hands forward and just hug the right knee into the chest. So you could hold the back of the knee as well. And if you wish, you can bend the left knee if that feels better for your lower back. Otherwise, press out through the left heel. And just begin to take some circles into the right ankle. Only the ankle moving, not the knee, if you can. And change direction. And just wriggle your toes. Just pause the circles and just give your toes a bit of a wriggle here. And then we'll take that right leg up to the ceiling. This is where you'll want to reach for your strap or anything else that you can use as a strap. A tie, a scarf, an item of clothing. We're going to take it around the widest part of the right foot. You could have the knee bent and extend that leg up towards the ceiling here. So keep the knee as bent as you need. We're looking for this sensation on the back of the right leg, the stretch, but only as much as you can still relax and breathe deeply into. We don't want to go too far. If there's space, we bring the foot closer towards the wall behind us, but only if that's within our edge. Opening the soles of the feet, opening the toes, bringing the toes towards the shin on both feet, if you can. And relaxing the arms and the shoulder blades and the back. And just taking some deep breaths. Just a few more here. And then taking the strap ends in the right hand, take the left hand out to the side to the left and take the right leg out to the right. So bringing the right leg out to the same side, bending the knee if you need, pushing out through the heel. Still aware and active in your left leg. If it's extended, pushing out through the left heel. Trying to keep the left buttock on the floor. You might use your left hand to press the left hip down if it feels like it's wanting to lift off the floor. And then connect to your core. So draw the lower belly back to the spine as you inhale, bring the leg back to the center and swap hands. Take your right hand out to the side and take your right leg over to the left now. Again, bending the leg if you need. Listen to your back, only go as far as feels okay for your lower back. Your left leg just relaxes here, the one that's on the floor. Just be passive in that left leg to roll with it and just go as far as feels right for you. The further you go over to the left with the right foot, the more that right shoulder is going to lift off the floor. This is fine, but we want to still invite a release of the right shoulder blade to the floor. Even if it's not touching the floor, there's a sense of heaviness so that we really start to stretch and open the right chest here. Relax the belly. Relax your face and jaw. And then drawing the lower belly back to the spine. Inhale your way back to the center, bending the knee if that's better for you. Release the strap, re-bend the knee into the chest, the right knee into the right side of the chest. And this time with your hands on your right knee, just take some big circles with your right knee. So moving into the hip joint here, lubricating and opening the right hip by drawing circles with the knee. Just allowing yourself to roll around from side to side at the back of the pelvis here. Change direction of your circles. Nice, slow, deep, mindful breaths. Great. And before we swap side, let's just finish with half happy baby. So we take the knee a little bit wider now, so it's towards the armpit, and we take the hand to, if we can, the little toe edge of the foot or the big toe edge of the foot. If that's not available, we hold the ankle or just rest the wrist on the back of the knee. But we're bringing the knee towards the armpit and the shin stays more or less vertical. You can, if you prefer, just let the heel come to the buttock and hold the front of the shin as well, but take the knee wide. And so lots of options for half happy baby. Try to keep the left buttock on the floor, so try not to roll to the right. Even if that means that knee is less close to the floor, that's fine. We're not trying to get anywhere in particular here, just feeling the stretch. A couple more breaths. And then releasing that foot down, just release the right leg alongside the left. It can be kind of more like Shavasana legs if you prefer, flopping out to the side. Just for a moment, just feel the difference between the right leg and the left leg. Just really perceive any different quality of feeling sensation in the legs. Maybe the right leg feels a little bit more buzzy and alive. And then when you're ready, start with that big stretch again, that pandiculatory stretch of reaching your arms overhead, reaching to the toes and the heels, stretching the front and the back of the legs, taking a big inhale. And as you exhale, drawing the left knee in towards the left side of the chest, holding the back of the knee or the front of the shin. And remembering you can always bend the right leg if that's better. Otherwise, pressing out through the heel. Taking some slow, deep breaths and starting to circle the left ankle. Again, trying to isolate the movement into the ankle. And change direction of your foot circles. And then extending that leg up to the ceiling, find your strap again, taking the strap around the widest part of the foot, which is basically at the base of the toes. And we're pushing, it's like you're trying to push the strap away with the ball of the foot. You're pushing up and out through the left heel. If your right leg is extended, you're pushing out through the right heel as well, or possibly bending the right leg. And again, we're looking for the sweet spot, the place where you feel the stretch on the back of the left leg, but not so intense that you can't relax into that sensation. Okay, so have a relaxed grip with your hands, arms relaxed, shoulders relaxed, face relaxed. Breath, deep, regulated breath. And breathe into that sensation. If it's too much, bend the knee or take the foot further away from the face. If you feel you've got a bit more space to go, then remember you can always pull gently on the strap to bring the toes closer to the wall behind you. It's super active in that left leg and the right leg if it's extending. And then holding both ends of the strap with the left hand, reach the right hand out to the side and start to take the left leg out to the left. You can also use your right hand to anchor down your right hip and prevent you from rolling to the left. So we want to keep the right buttock in contact with the floor if we can. And the back of the right leg, the calf, the heel, pressing down into the floor if the leg's straight. Breathing into this stretch, bending that left knee if you need, otherwise expressing out through that left heel. And then connect to your core, so draw the lower belly back towards the spine to protect the back or help the back as you inhale the leg back to the center. Swap your hands, so now you're holding both ends of the strap with the right hand, your left hand's out to the left. Start to bring the left leg over to the right, and you're just allowing yourself to roll with it now. So the right leg is relaxed. And again, listen to your lower back. Only go as far as feels right. You could bend that left leg. You could have a bolster or a prop underneath the foot or the leg if that's available, or just have the foot dangling in the air if it doesn't find the floor. Don't force anything here. Take some deep breaths, especially into the lower back. It's getting quite a stretch and a twist here. And again, if your foot's come quite far over to the right, your left shoulder is going to lift off the floor. Let's see if we can invite this release of the left shoulder blade back to the floor as much as is available. Softening the muscles behind the left shoulder blade. And then drawing the belly in, bending the left knee if you need. Come back to the center. Release the strap. Hug the knee into the chest again, left knee to the left chest. I remember we forgot the toe wriggle on the other side, so just do a little toe on this side, do a little toe wriggle with your toes. And then we'll come into our knee circles. So start to draw circles with the knee. So both hands on the knee to help you steer the knee in circles and just feel how that's starting to move your hip joint. It's incredible joint in our body with such a big range of movement, just exploring that range of movement, noticing if there's sticky parts, bits that feel a bit restricted, and then change direction. And if we do find a sticky part, rather than rushing and racing through it, almost linger in that part and just really explore what's going on there. Obviously, we don't want to force anything or create any pain, but we can just be curious. And then coming back to the center and finishing in half happy baby. So right hand can be on the right thigh or hip just to anchor that down. If we can't find the side of the foot, then we hold the ankle or the back of the knee. We take the knee wide so it's in line with our left armpit. Possibly we're holding the front of the shin, heel to buttock. We just choose whatever option is right for us and just take some breaths, focusing on trying to keep grounded through your right buttock if you can. Even if that means you don't feel like you stretch as far, you'll be stretching just as much, but in a more balanced way for the body. And then release the left foot. Just take the feet to the mat for a moment to just check your centrally aligned. Bring the pelvis into central alignment if needed, and then bring both knees into the chest. So just give yourself a hug here. Maybe you want to lift the head slightly. Maybe you want to rock side to side or take little circles on the sacrum. So just kind of feel your way into what feels good for you here. Or you might just want to be still, just taking that moment of stillness here. Whatever you're doing, just connect to your breath, breathing into the lower back and the hips, the groins, wherever you're feeling it. Check there's a gap between your teeth. Release the jaw, the lower jaw, and feel like your tongue is broad in your mouth, but that we're also relaxing internally. Your eyeballs relaxed in their sockets if the eyes are closed. And slowly, when you're ready, we're going to come to seated. So you might just want to roll to one side, and when you're ready, push yourself up. Come to a seated position, maybe sitting up on a low block, if that helps. And just start by finding our center, our roots. So just wriggling around a little bit until we feel that place where we're on the base of the pelvis, sit bones releasing down, spine ascending away from that base. Just center yourself, ground yourself here for a moment. Be aware of your breath. We're just going to do a really simple breath movement coordination, a very simple vinyasa. So as best you can, try to finish each movement at the top of the inhale and finish the other movement at the end of the exhale. So it's so simple. Have the backs of your hands on the floor, palms up. Maybe close the eyes to just get super focused. And as you inhale, just simply lift the arms above the head so that the palms touch right at the top of the inhale. And as you exhale, turn the palms down and take the hands down, and the fingers touch the floor at the end of the exhale. And then we just flip the hands and start again. Inhale, palms up, taking the hands above the head, getting a lovely stretch here as well. But really, this is an exercise in mind-body coordination. And exhale, palms down. Fingers touch the floor at the end of the exhale. So it's going to be different for all of you. Just keep that going. We've all got a different breath, speed, rhythm. Listen to your breath. Just be super, super focused, just for a few more breaths. No worries if we get it wrong, but just doing our best to time our movement with our breath. So palms up as you inhale, palms down as you exhale. The next time you come up, we're going to pause. Don't rush around your arm. But on your next inhale, we're going to take the hands up and we're going to pause and take Kali Mudra. So a mudra is a hand position. Kali Mudra, we cross all of the fingers and the thumbs except the index fingers. So the index fingers point up like a steeple. Everything else is interlaced, and we're shooting the index fingers up towards the ceiling. So stretching up, shoulders drawing down away from the ears, drawing the lower belly in, allowing the tailbone to drop. And we're just going to stay here for a good 5 slow deep breaths, 5 or so more slow deep breaths. So just holding for a sustained amount of time, feeling how this is stretching the spine. Couple more breaths. We want to do it till we just start to feel that fatigue coming in the arms. We want to feel that kind of heat building in the arms. And then on your next exhale, take your left hand down to the floor and lean over the right hand to stretch the right side of the ribs, keeping the chest open to the front. And inhale, come up. Again, find Kali Mudra. So interlace everything except the index fingers, and then see if you can put the other thumb on top and the other little finger on the outside. So you just swap everything over. If you can't work that out, just do the same as before, no problem. But again, we're just going to, before we come to the other side, just hold, maybe not quite as long, but just this sustained hold helps build a lot of energy in the arms, the back, the hands. Really connecting to your breath, feeling your strength, your power to sustain this position, even when it gets challenging. Obviously, if you need to come out before I say do, but just hold for as long as you can so you feel that kind of fatigue in the arms. Couple more breaths, maybe with the eyes closed. And on your next exhale, bring the right hand down, bring the left hand over, and really stretch and breathe into your left rib cage here. And inhale, coming up. This time, just bring both hands down. Just notice maybe resting them on your lap or your knees. Just notice any sensation in the arms. So we've kind of woken up the legs. We're waking up the arms now. And we'll just do a couple more stretches for the arms. So bring the hands in front of you and then inhale, open the hands wide, stretching fingertip to fingertip, maybe even bringing the hands behind you. So you should feel the stretch across the arms and through the chest, down the other arm. Really explosively radiate the fingers, extend and stretch open the fingers and the thumb here. And then as you exhale, bring the right arm on top of the left and either just reach towards your opposite shoulder and draw the chin in. This is option number one. Or possibly option number two is Garudasana, where we wrap the forearms and the hands around each other and we lift the elbows and press the hands forward. So if this just all feels too complicated, just you get the same stretch by holding the opposite shoulder, chin in, and either way we breathe into the upper back. So direct your breath into the upper back, feeling it stretch and open the shoulder blades as you breathe in. One more breath. And then release. Move the shoulders a little bit if you need, and then we'll do the same on the other side. So bring the palms together in front of you. Inhale, take those hands wide and just pause for a breath or so, really stretching and opening the palms here, the skin of the palms and the fingers and the thumb. And then exhale, bring the left arm on top of the right this time. And again, reach for the opposite shoulder. Maybe some of you might be able to tuck the fingertips around the opposite shoulder blade even. Draw the chin in. Or lift the chin, wrap the forearms, wrap the hands, Garudasana, eagle arms. And if you're in the eagle, the Garudasana, your elbows are lifting in line with the shoulders and your hands are pressing forward away from the face. If you're holding opposite shoulder, your chin draws in. Breathe into the upper chest, the upper back. The chest is closed here, but upper back's getting a big stretch. And exhale, release. Moving the shoulders if you need. And our last stretch before we come out is to interlace the hands behind the back with your knuckles pointing down towards the floor. Some of you, if you've got long arms like me, will be able to press the knuckles into the floor. If you don't, it's fine if they're just hovering. But either way, we're going to lift the space behind the heart, lift the chest and lift the gaze slightly. If you're pressing the knuckles down, it's a bit easier. It's that sense of rooting to rise. We press down and we feel the rebound of energy, lift the upper back, the space behind the heart, keep the buttocks on the floor. You can keep the chin drawn in if you prefer, or slightly lift the chin. Breathe into the front of the chest. And then coming so that the hands come off the floor if they were touching, and just for the last few breaths, just lift the hands up behind you, stretching the knuckles back, so you're lifting them as high away from the back as possible now and stretching them back, breathing into the upper chest. Take your breath all the way up towards the collarbones. And relax. Okay, so we're going to come into downward dog. So when you're ready, find your way into downward dog. You might be able to just take the hands forward and come straight in this way, or bring the knees around, the feet around the outside, and coming in from tabletop, your hands slightly in front of your shoulders, tucking the toes, lifting the hips, and finding our triangular position. So remember, at any point, if downward dog gets too much, bring the knees down, maybe even take the hips onto the heels and take child's pose. But just for a moment, exploring and settling into downward dog by spreading the fingertip, the same sensation that we did in that stretch, fingertip to fingertip. We want to be radiating the fingers actively and dynamically away, so they're stretching the skin of the palms and the fingers. We're spreading the toes. We're drawing the lower belly up to the spine to support the back here. And we're breathing deep. And at the end of your next exhale, look forward. We're going to walk the feet forwards or make your way to a standing forward fold. So we want to end up with the feet underneath the hips, parallel, hip distance apart. We can bend the knees as much as we need and fold our body down here, holding onto the opposite shoulder and just letting the head hang. So the back of the neck is long. Knees are bent if needed, or start to open the space behind the knees. Spread the toes, press the feet down evenly. Draw the belly up to the spine. Lift on the pelvic floor. Take some deep breaths. Then from here, bring the hands to the hips, bend the knees. We're going to sink the knees low and take the hands forward. So just for a moment, coming into a thigh burner. So we want to feel this. Again, we want to stay here for as long as we want to feel that heat in the thighs. Draw the tailbone in, draw the belly in, press down through the feet, especially the heels. And then slowly straighten the legs. Take the hands up and exhale, bring your hands down to the sides. And come to stand at the front of your mat if you're not already there. Okay, so this is where there's going to be some options. So I know some of us are tired this evening. So if that's you, you can do a lot of mountain pose. That's what we're doing here. You can pause in mountain pose and just join us for the standing posture. Otherwise, those of you who want to do the vinyasa flows between the postures can flow with me. Okay, so if you don't want to move too much, just pause here. And then when we come into a posture to stay for a few breaths, then just join us in that posture. Okay, so either pausing in mountain pose. So let's just establish mountain pose because some of you might be here for a while. So bring the shoulders up to the ears, back and down. Press down to the floor through the fingertips. Feel like you're dropping the tailbone, the lowest part of the spine, and drawing the belly back to the spine. Spread and open the toes and firm the thighs. So draw up on the kneecaps. So we feel the whole body involved here. Chest is lifting, chin slightly drawing down and in to meet the chest. So this is our mountain pose. Stay here. Otherwise, on your next inhale, raise the hands and look up. Exhale, take a forward fold, dropping the head. Inhale, look up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to the plank or tabletop. So shoulders over the wrists and inhale. And then exhale, lower down with the knees on or off the floor. Hips stay high if the knees are down. Inhale to a back bend of your choice, cobra or upward dog. And exhale back to downward dog. So those of you in mountain pose, just stay for a little bit longer because we're going to come into different postures from here today. So when you're ready, from downward dog or from mountain pose, we're going to have step the right foot forward between the hands and stay on the ball of the back foot. Bend the right knee and inhale, come up to the high lunge. So if you are skipping the flow, at this point, join us in the high lunge. Right leg forward, knee above or behind the ankle, and we're on the ball of the left foot, reaching up through the fingertips. Taking some deep breaths. We're going to try a twist. So bring the hands together at the center of the chest. Inhale here. Exhale, turn to the right, turn towards your bent leg. Reach the right hand back first. Reach the left hand forward. See if you can deepen the twist a little bit more. And you can stay here, or some of you might wish to bring the left elbow to the outside of the right thigh, palms together, looking over your right shoulder. Otherwise, staying upright. So a twist of your choice. Couple more breaths. And then on an inhale, return back to the high lunge, taking the hands up. And then if you're just skipping the flow, step the left foot forward, come back to the mountain pose. Otherwise, hands down, right foot joins left foot, plank or tabletop. Inhale here, exhale, lower down. Inhale, take a back bend. Exhale, back to downward dog. So we're either in downward dog or mountain pose. Couple of breaths. And then the high lunge on the other side. So if you're in downward dog, look forward, step or bring the left foot forward between the hands. Inhale your hands up. If you're being in mountain pose, then find this posture on the other side. Left leg forward now, knee above or behind the left ankle, on the ball of the back foot, so the right heel is lifted. Reaching up through the fingertips, chest is nice and open. Breathing deep, really extending up through the fingertips. And then that twist. Inhale, bring the hands together at the center of the chest. Exhale, twist to the left, so we're twisting towards the bent leg. We start by reaching the left hand back, which might deepen the twist a little bit, and then we extend the right hand forward. We can stay here, or some of you might wish to then bring your right elbow to the outside of the left thigh and bring the palms together, looking over your left shoulder. Still on the ball of that back foot. You need to bring the back knee down, that's fine. Breathe as deeply as you can, tricky in a twist, but do what you can. And then to come out, inhale back up to the high lunge. If you're just skipping the flow, step the right foot forward, back to mountain pose, otherwise hands down, left foot joins right for plank or tabletop. Exhale, lower, inhale, back bend, exhale, downward dog. Again, just a couple of breaths, downward dog. And then those who are flowing at the end of the exhale, look forward, walk, step or jump the feet to the hands. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, raise the hands above the head. And exhale, down. We're going to do 2 more rounds like this. So again, join us in the postures or flow. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look up and lengthen the spine. This time we'll just keep the right foot forward and step the left foot back, but bring the sole of the left foot down this time. Bend the right knee, left toes are out, heel in, inhale up to warrior one. So similar to what we just did, but this time the left foot is now grounded on the floor. So if you're just joining us for the postures, find this posture. Your right leg is forward, knee above or behind the ankle again. But now your sole of your left foot is pressing down on the floor, toes out, heel towards the center. Hands above, could be shoulder width apart, palms facing each other, or if available, palms touch. Look ahead if that's enough, or if the balance allows, look up. And then exhale, take the hands down, either step back to mountain pose or flow with me. Right foot joins left foot plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Let's take a breath or so. And then at the end of the exhale, look forward, bring the left foot forward between the hands, spin the back foot so the toes point out, heel in, bend the left knee, inhale your way up to warrior one on the other side. And this is where you join us for a posture if you're skipping the flow. So left leg in front, knee bent, knee above or behind the ankle. Press the sole of the back foot down, toes point out to the edge of the mat. Hips face forward. Maybe palms touch above the head and maybe we look up to the hands. Really breathe deep into the chest. Great. And then exhale, either step back to the mountain pose or hands down, left foot joins right foot plank, inhaling, exhale, lower, inhale, upward dog, exhale, down. Take a couple of breaths. And at the end of the exhale, look forward, walk, step or jump the feet to the hands. Inhale to look up, exhale to fold. Inhale, raise the hands above the head, look up, exhale, hands to the side. Okay, we've got one more little round. Inhale up, skip the flow if you wish. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look up, lengthen. This time we'll keep the left foot forward first, and we'll step the right foot back. Again, the sole of the foot comes down, the toes out, the heel in. Bending that left leg. Inhale, come up, but this time find warrior two. So this time we want to have the hips facing the long edge of the mat. So join us here if you're not flowing. So left leg forward, knee above or behind the ankle, pressing through the little toe edge of the back foot, arms outstretched to the side, look forward over your middle left finger with the hips facing the long edge of your mat now. Hips are open. Strong postures, dynamically stretch through both fingertips, forwards and backwards. Again, feeling that heat in the left thigh build. And then if you're skipping the flow, turn to face the front and step the right foot back to join the left back to mountain pose. Otherwise, hands down. Left foot joins right for plank or tabletop. Exhale down. Inhale, back bend. Exhale down. Go. Pause for a couple of breaths between sides. And then at the end of your next exhale, step the right foot or bring it forward between the hands, spin the back foot, so toes pointing out, heel in, bend the right knee, and inhale, bring ourselves up. And again, we're facing the long edge of the mat, so the hips are open. Extend the arms out to the sides and look forward over your middle right finger, just into the middle distance, kind of beyond that middle right finger. For Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. We're active in the legs. We're pressing actively through the little toe edge of that back foot, lifting the inner arch. We're pressing quite actively through the sole of the right foot, especially the heel. We're building strength and heat in the legs here. Breathe fully, one more breath. And then if you're coming back to mountain pose, face forward, bring the left foot to bring next to the right. Otherwise, last time, hands down. Right foot joins left for plank or tabletop. Exhale, lower. Inhale, back bend, looking up. Exhale, downward dog. Couple of breaths here. And then at the end of the exhale, look forward. Walk or step or jump feet to the hands. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, raising the hands above the head, palms touch. Exhale, hands back to the side. Okay, well done. That was our flow. So just pause in the mountain pose and just feel the effects of that heat that we've just generated. And letting the heart rate settle. Let's come into a balance, a grounding balance, the tree, really good for post jet lag or to land after a journey. If you know you might wobble, be close to a wall. So we're going to balance on the left leg first and either slide the right foot up the inner left leg or pick up that ankle and place it in position. So the heel is either above or below the knee, maybe even inner ankle with the toes touching the floor. But either way, whatever position we choose, the right knee is kind of pushing backwards to really open the inner thigh and the hands come to the center of the chest. You can stay here or inhale, take the hands up above the head. Exhale, open the hands wider than the shoulders. Feeling the toes of the left foot, the sole of the left foot meeting the earth like the roots of a tree. Your left leg's like the trunk. Your arms are stretching upwards. Your fingers are radiating upwards like the branches and the twigs. Inhale, bring the palms to touch above the head. Exhale, bring the hands back to the center of the chest. Inhale here. And exhale, release. Right foot next to left. Come back to the mountain pose. And other side. So feel the strength in your right leg. Pick up the left ankle if you can and place it in position, or just slide the leg up the left foot up the inner right leg. Make sure the heel's not pressing the inner knee joint above or below. Palms touch at the center of the chest. And then stay here, or inhale, draw that line up through the center of the body above the head, and exhale, release the hands just wider than the shoulders. Spreading, opening the palms, stretching the fingers again, radiating the fingers, opening the sole of the right foot, even wriggling the toes a little bit to feel them connecting to the earth. Steady gaze, steady breath. Inhale the palms together above the head. Exhale, hands to the center of the chest. Inhale here. And exhale, release. Left foot joins right, arms to the side. Well done. And don't worry if you wobble in the balances, it's normal, and balance improves with practice. And it's different every time we try. Some days we can balance easily, other days we can't. There's so many variables, so no judgment. So we're going to do one more standing posture and then come down to the floor. If available, this isn't going to be for everybody, but if it's available, we're going to take reverse namaste, reverse prayer. So we wriggle the hands up the back and press the palms together. If this isn't available, we see if we can hold opposite elbow or opposite wrist. If we can't find the wrists, we can even just hold a strap behind the back. Okay, so whatever you can do here, it's all going to help us open the chest, draw the shoulders back. And then we're going to keep the right foot forward and step the left foot back. The heels are roughly in line. The left toes are pointing out to the edge of the mat, heel in. Hips face forward. Inhale, look up, opening the chest. Exhale, take a forward fold over that right shin. Keep pressing the palms together if you're in the reverse prayer. Keep drawing the shoulders back if you're in the other variations. Couple more breaths. And then inhale, coming up. And we're just going to swap sides by stepping the left foot forward, right foot back. Again, look down and check your heels are more or less in line. Maybe the left foot's a little bit out to the left. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, forward fold over the left shin. Your right toes are pointing out to the edge of the mat, your heels pointing in. Pressing the heel of the hands together, square the hips to the front of the mat. Doesn't matter if you've got to bend in that front leg, but as best as possible, we're opening up the back of that left knee. Dropping the head. Couple more breaths. And then bending that left leg a little bit. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, releasing the hands, step the right foot forward. And again, here we are for the last time back in the mountain pose. So we're going to come to seated now. So if you're skipping the flow, just sit down and we'll join you there in a moment. Otherwise, we've got one more little vinyasa. So moving towards seated now. Inhale, raising the hands, look up. Exhale, take a forward fold. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, this time straight back to downward dog. Just pause in downward dog for a breath or two. And then at the end of your exhale, look forward, walk the feet forwards or step them or jump them, cross the ankles and sit yourself down. So we should all have arrived sitting down on our mats. So let's take a seated forward fold. So things you might want to do here, depending on your flexibility. If your lower back is tight, you might want to sit up on a lower block. If your hamstrings are very tight, you might want to have a strap around the feet here. Okay, so we're going to come forward. So if you're using the strap, just make sure you don't over grip and create extra tension in the arms. So we inhale here, and we exhale, forward fold. Maybe we're just using the strap to help us draw a little bit closer towards the feet. The benefits of the strap is it helps us open the soles of the feet as well. The strap helps open the feet. We're not using a strap, hands just come down to rest wherever they reach, the thighs, the shins, the ankles, the feet. And if you're using the strap, just keep the head up and keep drawing the chest forward. If you're not using a strap, you can just draw up the head. So there's two different ways of working with the forward fold. With the strap, chest up and head up, or chest closed, head down without the strap. Either way, keep the legs active, keep the toes pointing up to the ceiling and the soles of the feet open. And then inhale to come up. Let's keep the left leg extended and bring the sole of the right foot to the inner left thigh. So the knee comes out to the side. You might want to prop up the outer hip with a prop. And then inhale, stretch the arms up, reach the arms up, and exhale again, taking the hands forward. If you're enjoying using the strap, you can use the strap again because we're coming forward again with the head up and the chest open. Or without the strap, hands come to wherever they get to, dropping the head, folding in. Keeping that left leg alive, toes up to the ceiling. And then inhale, coming up. And just taking a twist. So we can turn to the right. Maybe we can bring the left hand onto the right thigh and the right hand behind us, looking over your right shoulder. Keeping left leg active. Spine upright. Some of you maybe might want to pick up that right hand and reach for the left thigh. That's available. And then exhale to unwind. Bring the left hand onto the left leg, wherever it gets to. Inhale, reach up through the right side, and exhale, lean over towards your left foot. Just letting the left hand move to wherever it gets to here. Keeping the chest open. And then inhale, coming up, and we'll swap sides. Take your right foot forward, bring the sole of the left foot to the inner thigh with the left knee out to the side, supporting it if you need. Active in the right leg, toes up to the ceiling. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, forward fold, using the strap if you wish, or hands come down, just dropping the head. So it doesn't matter where your hands get to. It might be the thigh, if we're tighter, or the shin or the knee, the ankle or the foot, whatever. Again, we're not looking for any particular end result here. So your body, your practice, just feeling it in your body. Where is my posture this evening? What does my posture feel like, look like this evening? And when we find it, listening to our body, we take some slow, deep breaths without any sense of judgment that we're anywhere other than where we need to be this evening. It's all perfect. Lose the inner critic voice. Then inhale to come up. Let's find that twist. So turning towards the left, maybe we can take the right hand onto the left knee. The left hand behind us, or just framing the thigh. Some of you might feel stable enough to pick up the left foot and reach around and find the right thigh. Only if it's there for you, otherwise left hand on the floor. We're looking over or towards our left shoulder, lifting up through the spine, breathing deep. And then inhale, turning back to the front. Right hand comes to rest on the right leg. Maybe it's the thigh, maybe it's the shin, maybe it's the foot. Inhale, reach up through the left side, and exhale, lean over towards your right foot now, with the chest open to the side. And just to let the right hand kind of slide forward to wherever it gets to. And just feel that really stretching down the left side and into the left side of the lower back as well, maybe. Breathing into the parts of the body that feel like they're being stretched and open, just having your awareness there as you breathe and feeling them open even more as you inhale and then exhale. And then inhale, coming up, leading with that left hand. This time, facing the front, we're just going to bring the right foot back to join the left. So just check that you're kind of centrally aligned after that previous posture through the body. And we've got the soles of the feet kind of facing each other and the heels as close in towards the groin as possible. You can even take your hands behind you and just shift the hips forward towards the heels a little bit. Don't worry if the knees are high. If your lower back, if you feel like you're rolling back, take a block, sit yourself up on a block, and this is going to help you lift out of the lower back. Okay, so no forcing, no bouncing, just let the knees come to wherever they get to. Again, not feeling like we need to be anywhere other than where we are. Draw the chin in towards the chest, lift up through the spine, have a sense of wriggling the upper arms back and the chest forward. Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. Take some breaths. If anyone feels like they want more of a stretch in the inner thighs, just keeping the elbows in, take the chest forward slightly. Keeping the back kind of long and straight in its neutral curves. Otherwise, stay upright. If you're getting quite low down towards the floor, you could extend the arms forward as well here and just sweep the fingertips forward to get a little bit deeper, but no force. Don't go beyond your pain-free threshold. And if you took your hands forward, slowly walking them back, coming back to vertical, just taking another few breaths here, just really feeling again that sense of the base of the pelvis connecting with the earth, the spine lifting up away from that. And then when you're ready, just taking your hands to the outer knees, just bringing the legs together, just give yourself a little hug here, making yourself small, maybe chin on the knees or forehead on the knees. And we're going to come down to the mat to finish. So when you're ready, coming back down to lie on your back on the floor. And just bend the knees, just take the feet mat distance apart, let the inner knees rest against each other for a moment. Maybe the hands on the belly. So we're going to finish with a back bend, an inversion, and just a few closing stretches. If you are feeling tired and you want to just do a restorative back bend, you could lie with the bolster up the spine, or you could take a block and put it on any of its settings underneath the sacrum. Okay, so if you're very tired this evening, support your back bend. If you're happy to work a bit, bring your heels in towards the buttocks, hip distance apart, bring the palms down either side of the buttocks, and then inhale, lift the hips, pressing through the feet, pressing through the hands, maybe drawing the shoulders underneath one at a time, and possibly interlacing the hands beneath the back. Otherwise, just pressing down through the hands and through the feet. Just lifting as high as is available for you, and then focusing on your breath, opening the front body. So remember, you can be doing this in a supportive way with the block underneath the sacrum, and then the legs don't have to work. but you still get the benefits of the back bend. Couple more deep breaths if you can. And then slowly, if you're in a supported back bend, just stay where you are. But those of us using our legs, slowly wind the spine back down. We're going to do two, those of us using our legs. Move the shoulders back. Take a rest. If you've had enough, then just stay here. Otherwise, one more, or just go straight into it. Check the heels are still close to the buttocks and feet parallel. Inhale, press through the feet, press through the hands, lift the hips, draw the shoulders underneath. Maybe interlace the hands. Taking about 5 slow deep breaths again. Using the legs. If we've chosen to work the legs, then really feel like you are pressing down through the feet, feeling the thighs work to lift the hips. Breathe deep into the front of the chest. And then slowly wind the spine down from the upper back to the lower back, placing the sacrum down consciously, taking the feet forward and wide again, mat distance apart, taking the shoulders up towards the top of the mat, letting the whole of the skin of the back meet the floor, and just let the inner knees rest against each other. So feet wide, mat distance apart, inner knees touching. If the inner knees don't touch, take your block and place it between the knees to give you some feedback. Okay, we're going to come into just a little counter twist here. So just making sure the arms aren't in the way, taking the arms a little bit wider. Inhale at the center, and as you exhale, take the knees over to the right, keeping the feet mat distance apart. Inhale back to the center, exhale to the left. So this is windscreen wiper legs. Just keep going, a few more rounds. Inhaling back to the center, exhale both knees to the right. The feet are wide, mat distance apart. Inhale center, exhale left. So we want to do at least 3 each side. And next time you come up to the center from the left, just hug the knees into the chest as a counter pose for the back bend, holding the back of the knees or the front of the shins. And then just a couple of minutes or so for an inversion. So if you would like to do a headstand or a shoulder stand, if that's in your practice, then there's just a little bit of space here. So just feel free to do your own inversion practice here. If you're not sure what to do here, if you're not familiar with inversions, what you can do is lift the hips, take the hands underneath the buttocks with the palms down. So you've just got a slight lift of the hips, and take the legs up to the ceiling. You could also go to the wall and rest your legs up the wall, but we're not going to be here too long, so that might be a bit faffy. You could also not have the hands underneath the hips if that doesn't feel comfortable on your hands and wrists. You could just literally take the legs up towards the ceiling for at least 5 slow deep breaths. When we do these inversions, we're getting the benefits of the blood flowing the opposite way down the legs. We're giving the legs a rest. We're letting the blood move towards the heart and the brain. So really, we're looking to do 10 slow deep breaths if we can. But if we're new to it, we can build up to that. So 5 to 10 slow deep breaths. Those of you in shoulder stand or headstand, let's have a look. Just continue with your practice. Okay. So I can't see everybody. So when you're ready to come out, when you feel you've done a good amount of time, if you've got the legs raised in the center of the room, just simply bend the knees, bring the feet back down. If you've taken shoulder stand, take the fish, counter pose. If you've done headstand, take child's pose, counter pose. I'm just demonstrating the fish because I can't see you all. The fish is where we take the hands to the outer hips, elbows close to the body, lift the chest, drop the head all the way back. Okay, so this is for those of you who came into full shoulder stand. You want to open the throat here as a counter pose. If you just took your leg up in the middle of the room, you don't need to do this unless you want to. Okay, just for a few breaths, and then bring the chin in, take the elbows wide and lie down. And let's everybody meet, just lying down on our backs for just a few closing stretches and a nice long shavasana rest, corpse pose. Okay, so let's just do a couple of twists. So bring your left knee into the left side of the chest like we did at the start of the class, but this time we're going to come into the cross twist with a bent knee. So release your left arm out to the left, use your right hand to draw the left knee over to the right. And again, your right leg just rolls with it. So it's very similar to what we did at the start, but now the left leg's bent, there's no strap. You can rest the left foot on the right leg as I'm doing here. It could just be dangling in the air, but if possible, you want to support that left leg in some way. So maybe you could use a block under the knee, under the lower leg, or like I'm doing, left foot on right, left foot rests on right leg. And we can turn and look over the left shoulder, arms stretching out to the side. Maybe the right hand rests on the outer left thigh. So twisting, breathing into the lower back. Relaxing the left shoulder blade. Relaxing the face. And then slowly finding your core, inhale your way back to the center. Swap sides, check you're centrally aligned. Bring the right knee into the right side of the chest. Just give yourself a hug for a moment, pushing out through the left heel. And then we'll come into our twist. So again, using your left hand to the outside of the right knee, your right hand just comes out onto the floor in line with the right shoulder. You can rest the right foot on the left thigh. And then we use the left hand to draw the knee over to the left. Rolling with it, left leg rolls with it. Look out over your right shoulder. Support your right lower leg or foot if you can, whether that's just resting the foot on the left leg, or maybe the foot finds the floor, or maybe the foot can rest on a block or a bolster, whatever you've got handy. Get creative. And looking over your right shoulder. Slow, deep breaths. And then find your core, roll yourself back into the center. Let's just centralize again through the pelvis, the spine, the head and the neck, and we'll come into full happy baby. So we've done half happy baby already. So now full happy baby, we reach for the little toe edges of the feet if we can, or the big toe edges. If we can't find the feet, we hold the ankles or we hold the backs of the knees. The knees are wide towards the armpits. And relax, deepen the breath, relax, breathe into the sensations. My friend's baby found happy baby, found his feet this week. She sent me a photo. So this is called happy baby because there's a point in a baby's development where they find their feet and it makes them very happy. So we can reconnect to that part of us where this posture made us very happy indeed. And then we're going to bring the soles of the feet together. And if you can, we're holding the outside edges of the feet and the knees come wide. So we've already done this posture seated. We're doing it lying down there. So the heels are close to the groin, the knees are wide, the soles of the feet are together. If we can't hold the feet, we hold the ankles or we hold the knees. But this time we try to touch the big toes together if we can. So just do what you can here. If it doesn't work for you, you can just simply hug the knees into the chest or come back to happy baby. Otherwise, Supta Baddha Konasana. And then from here, Just take your hands to the outside of the knees to draw the inner thighs and the knees to touch and give yourself a hug. So now the inner thighs and inner knees are touching and the inner edges of the feet. You can have your hands interlaced around the front of the knees or hold the back of the knees. Shoulders relaxed, head relaxed. And just feel what feels best for you. Stillness or that little rock or circles. Relax your belly. Slow the breath down. This is our last posture before Shavasana. And really let the breath and the mind calm here. And then when you feel ready, just extend the legs out one at a time, coming into our final posture, Shavasana. So we started in a wider version of this posture. So now classic Shavasana. Feet slightly wider than the hips, flopping out to the side. Arms slightly away from the side with the palms up. Checking you're centrally aligned through your head, your neck, your spine, your pelvis. And Shavasana means corpse pose. So then, as we did at the start, our practice here, in some ways, this is the most advanced yoga posture of all, because in this posture, our invitation is to totally relax our body. Easier said than done. So just scanning your body and just inviting all the areas where you might find tension to release whatever tension they're ready to release and give the weight of the body to the support of the floor. So you can just feel, again, that sense of heaviness through the body, like a sack of sand, like a dead body, and that just total weightiness, heaviness, collapsing, surrendering to the floor's support. Check your face is relaxed, gap between the teeth. Close the eyes gently and allow the eyeballs to just roll naturally back in the sockets. Have the tongue broad within the mouth. Cheeks soft, forehead smooth, temples released. Whole body relaxed. Whole body relaxed. Whole body relaxed. As always, if you would like longer in Shavasana, please stay where you are for as long as you wish. If you would like to close with me and just begin to deepen the breath, begin to make small moves to the body, moving the head side to side, wiggling the fingers and the toes, taking any of those pandiculation stretches, just intuitive stretching if you wish, and just gradually, in your own time, returning to seated, to close. And again, I can't see all your screens, so I'll just close, and if you're with me, great. If not, stay where you are for as long as you wish. So just coming to bring the palms together, maybe closing the eyes, and just consciously closing the practice, maybe with a feeling of gratitude to yourself for having got yourself on the mat this evening and giving yourself this time to be with yourself in this way, with your body, your mind, your spirit. Gratitude for anything else that comes to your mind in this moment. Open the eyes. Thank you for practicing. Namaste. See you soon.
Thank you very much, Becky. Lovely to be back.